So let's look at some models. Okay, so modeling exponential decay. Modeling exponential decay. All right. So if you have something that has a like a real life quantity, it decreases by such and such percent every year or during some certain time period, okay? The amount that you would have, why is the amount that you would end up with is based on A, the initial amount, 1 minus the percent that you decrease, times your, to the T time in years, okay? So that's your number of years, R is your rate, rate of decay. Like if it's, let's say it's 18%, then you want to have that as 0.18. So this is in decimal form, right? It's in decimal form here. A is your initial amount that you start with. You know, so don't be surprised if you ever see that as an A sub 0. And Y is how much you end up with. How much you end up with at the end, all right? After time years. End up with after T years. Okay? So that's the model that we're going to use here. I got you an example. Let's take a look here. All right, so here's a great one. Because you love math just like me, you're going to buy a used 1998 Honda Civic just like me. So imagine that you purchase this car for 2,500 bucks and it depreciates approximately 13% per year. And I think, you know, the car average is about, I think, 15% per year. So somewhere in that ballpark. Kind of interesting. Automobiles are definitely not a great investment, right? They're just a nice instrument to use. Part A, write an exponential decay model for the value of the Civic. Okay, let's do part A first, and we'll go from there. So we say, well, let's use this. Okay. Now we bought this thing, so initial purchase price was 2,500 bucks, right? One minus the rate that this thing depreciates is 13%. So we're going to say 0.13 for our R interest rate here. And to the time T. Okay, so this ends up being 2,500. Of course, 1 minus 0.13 is going to give you 0.87 to the T. Okay, so there's our model. There's the model. We're going to use this model for part B here to find the value after 5 years. We're going to go 2,500. 7, and now T becomes 5, right? So the first thing, you know, follow the old order of operations and punch in 0.87 to the fifth. I'll grab my calculator here, and then we'll multiply that. Oh, that's a microphone. Multiply that by 2,500. It drives me nuts to hold this mic. Okay. All right, looks like it ends up being after 5 years, 1246.05. 1246.05. Make sure you can get that on your calculator. So there's part B. Part C, graph the exponential decay model. So let's say, all right, so Y is our value here. T is our time in years. So based on the time in years, Y is our value. All right, Y value, T time in years. And, you know, let's just do it. Oh, let's go by 1 here. 2. And we'll start, have this begin here. We'll have that be 2,500. Okay. You know what? That's not very good. That's not going to work. Just kidding. This is exponential decay. Don't want that. Okay, so we start up here, because I know this car's going down in value, right? So let's start up there, 2,500. Alright, let's go. Let's go by, oh, I don't know. Let's have this be 200. Oh, jeez, I'm really jacking this up, aren't I? No, I don't want that. Sorry. Do want it to go by 200. Okay, so we start here at 2,500. My goodness. Kill this thing. Looks terrible. Oh well. Please do it better on your paper. T years for a horizontal axis. There we go. Okay, we said, you know what, after 5 years, it ended up being at 1246, about right here-ish, right? And now let's plug in, we're going to just change, we're going to use this Model T here, right? Extend this a little bit. So we know T and Y, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We already know that 5 was 1246.05 is how much that car was worth, right? So after 1 year, push that in. 2175 is what it's worth. 2175, so about right there. After 2 years, punch that in. 1892. 1892, so 2 years. 1892, about right there. 3 years, 1646. Just approximating here. 1646. 4 years, 1432. 4 years, 1432. We already got the 5. So let's go to the 6, 1084. And 7 years, 943. Okay, so 6 was 1084. 7 was 943. Anyways, you can kind of see this little curvature, and it's decaying, isn't it? Right? From that initial 2,500 bucks. So, anyways, can you see that somewhere between 6 and 7 years is where you actually part D on this? Yeah, that should be part D. Whoops. Use the model to estimate when the value will be $1,000. So, we'll say part D. We'll say, between 6 and 7 years is how long it takes to be worth $1,000. Okay. All right, we'll take a look at some exponential decay models in class, and ask me any questions you got. Thank you. Have a good day.